Thank you for buying my complete quiz template. In this video I'm going to show you the key features of the app and also the key variables you need to modify in order to customize it yourself. I'll do a much longer, thorough, in-depth under the hood video when I get some more time. But for the moment this will be enough to get you started. So just briefly going over the app, you click play here. There's a very fast intro screen which allows you to customize the welcome message. This is the main page. You've got the true false or training mode, time trial mode, your level, your score, your accuracy, and your progress bar. This will bring you to the stats screen, which I'll show you later on, and that will give you an option to put an information page. So briefly going through the training or the true false screen, I have 3 levels: easy, medium and hard. All of these variables are set in a database which you can configure, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you click easy, click play, so it starts. We have our countdown timer. We have here the number of questions left, and the question, we just pick something. So we got a wrong answer. We have a yellow card. The time resets. We have 14 questions left. I get it correct and it resets your penalties. So I'll click again, and sooner I get a wrong answer. So I got 2 wrong answers. So if I get a wrong answer again, I'll get disqualified. So this is the disqualification screen. So you get what score you got. You have accuracy, which is shown here, and you show a slight amount of progress. If we go into our stats screen, you'll see our stats. There's lots more variables actually working behind the scenes, so you can extend this as much as you want if you root around in the code. We'll now go into the time trial mode. So in this one, it's you answer 10 questions or whatever you decide is the target. I've built in a 10-second penalty here. You can change that yourself. And the best time recorded so far is 0. So click play. So what's different here is we have a goal, which at the moment is not been met. It's 0 out of 3. We have 9 seconds on the clock. We have our accuracy percentages. We've got none right so far. This is a test variable I have on the screen here to tell me how many questions are left in the database before the database resets itself. This is something that's kind of cool. You one of the things about a quiz is you don't want the same question to be asked too quickly. So I just have this variable here checking that we have that this is working. So I'll just start clicking here. As we get questions wrong, you'll notice the time goes up because of a penalty. I haven't got anything right yet. I got 1 right, I got 2 right, and we're going to get 3 right. So here we have our time, our penalties, our score, which is animated, and a new personal best. So click continue, and the score has gone up. So is our progress bar, and our accuracy is now down to 38%. Just go back in here again. I'll choose hard this time in the training menu. Click play, and I've only got 4 seconds to answer, so I better be really quick. Got it right, got it right, got it right. So on this one we got a much higher score that's animated. Click continue, and you'll see our accuracy has gone to 48%. Our score has gone up. We'll do it one more time to try and level up to show you that this actually works. So I got it wrong. I'll try it again. Hard. I should know these questions. Okay, so we scored 150 points here. We haven't gone up quite to level 2 yet. I'll just do one more time. Training hard, play. So we got 75, still not there yet. Just do it one more time. We'll try and get them all right. So we should level up with this. So we're now level 2. The progress bar resets itself. Our accuracy is here. Here's our score. Here's all our stats. So you get the idea. So showing you what's underneath the hood. The key thing to watch out for are all the tables. We have quite a lot of tables here, but the main one you need to look at is stage master variables. This is the large table that has some basic master variables that you need. There's a lot of extra functionality and variables that I have going on here that you just do not need. Consistency rate, speed time rate. Originally when I was building this I had 9 levels, and in order to get into level 2 you had to unlock level 1, and I was checking consistency and speed rates. In another version I had goals in terms of points, that you unlock the game based on its difficulty and the goal points. You can use all this if you want, but the things you really need to notice are the questions to answer. So this column here, column 4, level 1, which is easy, medium and hard, is 15 questions to answer, 4 and 4. And the time to answer is 20 seconds, 15 and 12. So you can change those. So I'll go ahead and change that to 10. I'll change that to 4. And if I just run that for a second in the training, you'll notice that I now have 10 seconds and 4 questions. So that works really well and easy. Going back into that table again, for the time trial, it's the main figure to look for here is the questions to answer, which is 3 questions. But you can change it to whatever you want. So I'll change it to 1. I go back in here, click time trial, play, and the goal here is 1. So you can change that. The other thing to watch out for here and to notice is the multiplier. This is the score. So I have it set to 25, 50 and 75 for easy, medium and hard, and I've got 100 for the multiplier for the time trial. Of course you can change all these. They're really the only ones you need to know to get started. The other thing you need to know is you know how to enter the data. Well, you need to make sure in the first instance that the data is clean, and you need to follow GameSolid's data guidelines, because part of your difficulty will be ensuring that you've got no funny characters in there. The way the database works is we've got 2 tables for true and false, and we've 2 tables for the time trial. They both have to have the exact same data starting off. You import them into the master table, so we just look at the true false master table here, and you'll see notice the layout is very similar to the very first quiz template that came out for GameSolid. I based a lot of my original ideas on that. So here we have the true false answers. Column 1 is always the right answer, and here's the question, and this is an index column which is used to delete and identify questions within the table. If you look at the time trial, we have answers 1 to 4. Again, the first column is the correct one, and the question itself is in column 5. Again, it's similar to the earlier template you might have downloaded. It's really important that you populate the master table and the, I suppose, operational tables. The reason being is that the operational tables are deleted row by row as you answer a question, or answer as a question is asked. And there's a piece of logic in the code that checks when a table only has 3 rows left. And if it only has 3 rows left, it copies the master table back into the operational table, thus ensuring that you don't have the same question being asked too close. And which is kind of cool and useful for a quiz template. The templates itself, themselves, well, the scenes, we have the load up screen, the main menu, and then you choose either to go the true false route or the time trial route. There's a game screen there, and then there's the game screens, and then there's the end round screens, the DSQ screen, the stat screen, and the level up screen. Fairly self-explanatory. As I said, I will go through in detail each of the some of the key logic aspects of it, but just to show you in the game mode, I have pretty much it's self-explanatory. Pretty much, I've tried to create logical descriptions for each of the logic groups so that you understand what's going on, and that you'll be able to identify with the variables what it is that the game is trying to do. It makes sense to me, but that would, of course, it would. I've been doing this for a while, but feel free to play around with it. Obviously, make a copy of the original and store it away in case you screw it up. But all of the logic is in there. It's fairly self-explanatory. You'll notice in some of the screens that lots of these extra actors. These are actors I've used to test functionality. So don't delete them. They may come in useful later on, particularly when you understand the game a bit better. But you don't need to mess with anything around here. The main actors to look at are the top left actor on each of the screens. It's always main game rules, and on the game mode time trial, it's this one up here. It's the game rules. Okay, so all of the game logic is built on the screen there. I do have a template game rules actor which is defunct. It is the original game logic that I based the two game modes out of, but all of the template code is in there. But use the actors that are on the game mode screens, and feel free to experiment. So if you import your data correctly and you play around with the variables in stage master variables, you will be able within minutes to have your game. It's as simple as that. Time to answer, questions to answer, are the and then multiplier are really the four things you need to look at in order to get going. So that's it for now. Hope you have fun with it. Feel free to send me a message and let me know how you're getting on.